Welcome back to another edition of the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid. With so many new states going legal and countries going legal, we're dealing with a new wave of issues like edibles and hospitals, how insurance is going to cover that, how you're able to pay for it, if banking is even an option for you. Right now in the US, banking isn't an option, and that's why all of these companies are going into Canada. And Puerto Rico is no different, being a U.S. territory. So right now, Puerto Rico has a medical marijuana with companies that aren't able to do banking. So Puerto Rico's medical marijuana companies have lost their only banking solution, forcing them to conduct business in cash. So 2 Co-op is an in-state credit union. They've been providing banking for medical marijuana firms as part of the cooperative sector, which is regulated by local authorities, the Caribbean Business reported. So an executive director for 2 Co-op was unavailable to comment, but the marijuana companies are now unable to carry out electronic payments, which are required by the Treasury Department. So this will also make it difficult for marijuana businesses, medical marijuana businesses in Puerto Rico to pay sales and use taxes. So here's what you need to know. One of Puerto Rico's cannabis attorneys said that it's unclear if state institutions, including the Municipal Revenue Collection Center, will take cash payments. The lack of banking solutions could also create a crime risk for medical marijuana businesses that are moving and storing large amounts of cash. And Puerto Rico's medical marijuana market may have more than 90 cannabis businesses, including more than 50 dispensaries, that have been doing robust commerce despite setbacks from the devastating Hurricane Maria in 2017. Hopefully some of this will change as the future moves on and laws pass, like having the House Financial Services Committee finally making cannabis banking a thing, hopefully, and we'll see. There's a Democratic majority in the U.S. House with a movement to push a cannabis bill, which is in committee. So the first sign of a more receptive Congress in 2019 will come when the House Financial Services Committee takes up a draft of this Safe Banking Act. The bill, sponsored by a Democrat from Colorado and a Democrat from Washington, would allow banks and credit unions to work freely with state legal cannabis businesses, even as the plant remains illegal on the federal level. On the surface, the goal is twofold: to facilitate business development in the industry and allow regulators to clear a significant hurdle en route to a broader cannabis reform legislation. The byproducts of legitimate banking options in the cannabis sector include far-reaching benefits for other areas of the U.S. economy that have been eyeing the early growth of cannabis businesses. A fully banked marketplace would allow regulators to determine the actual size of the market. It will ultimately be a springboard for the Treasury Department to issue updated guidelines over and above the FinCEN guidance that's out there now, which is very draconian. So without the ability to bank, you have other issues like predatory lending. So I get a lot of spam. I get people that want to ask me if I want to file an IPO in Canada, if I need lending, but it's very dangerous. You have to be careful about the repayment schedules, the interest. It's predatory. Predatory loans typically involve a lender who relies on unfair or misleading tactics to entice a borrower to sign for a loan with a huge interest rate or other terms that are bad for the borrower. So cannabis companies are especially vulnerable since most traditional lenders are reluctant to serve cannabis companies because the plant is illegal under federal law. So the situation has prompted cannabis entrepreneurs to seek out alternative forms of financing, which includes, unfortunately, predatory lenders who can charge interest rates as much as 20% or more. So this has happened for a few times within the industry. So if you're unaware about lending or loans, hire an expert so that they can recognize predatory lending and predatory lenders. They can do their due diligence, reading the fine print, or just deciding or advising that you walk away. And with that, we're going to roll this one up. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is the Talking Hedge, and I'm out.